Thank you, Warden. And Twin Day, which means let's go. So, Jumbo everyone. And my name is Sterling. I'm going to be your safari guide today here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Then during our safari today, please remember to keep your hands, arms, feet lengths inside the truck. And stay seated at all times. It does get pretty bumpy out here. But we are clear to head in. And first we're going to enter the Little Ituri Forest, which is home to a lot of shy and reclusive animals that might be hiding behind the trees. So keep an eye out for them. They're a little hard to see around here. And there are the animal spotting guides above your head, which show you a lot of different animals we can find. So if you see any, let me know. I'll tell you what I can about them. Way over on the right, actually, there is an okapi with the striped legs. They kind of look like zebras, but they're actually most closely related to giraffes. They have almost exactly the same skull shape as a giraffe, just a bit smaller.
You don't want
and long
to,
tongues like them too. They grasp onto the leaves from those trees to eat them.
You know it's true.
They have stripes on their legs, helps them to stay hidden. It's like a camouflage around here. And there's some bongos on the left too. They also have stripes to stay hidden. And they have those backwards facing horns. Help them to run quickly through the forest without getting caught on the trees so they can get away from predators as fast as possible. But a lot of animals out here do hide. They have stripes. So keep an eye out for anything that might be hiding. There's a black rhino way up on the left side, up on that hill. It does look like a big rock. But there's another one up here we can get a better view of in a moment. And black rhino have a triangular upper lip to grasp onto. We need some of the bushes out here to eat them. So when we turn around, we'll see that other rhino. There's also a saddle-billed stork on the right on the hill. There's two of them. They get their name because of the yellow saddle shape on their bill. And then there's that rhino up there on the left again. They do use the mud to protect their skin from the sun like sunscreen. And they weigh about 3,000 pounds. But they're actually not the largest rhinos around here. The white rhinos weigh about 5,000 pounds. So we'll look for them later. Usually they're in the savannah somewhere. And then on the left there are some kudu. There are 3 female greater kudu. The males do have horns. They have those light tan coats. They also have some stripes though. Helps them to stay hidden too. So we're gonna head up to the Safi River next. Now the Safi River is home to a lot of water-loving animals like Nile crocodiles and Nile hippos. So keep an eye out in the water for bubbles or shadows. It might be underneath the water. But I already actually do see a hippo up here. There's also some birds. These are pink-backed pelicans. They're the smallest species of pelican. And that hippo, they're out of the water. We don't usually see them out of the water like that. They do spend most of the day underneath it to stay cool and stay out of the sun.
You never see this.
It's me eating a
And they can hold their breath for up to
Hello.
8 minutes at a time under
He's
the
a
water.
close cousin of mine. Because we weigh about the same.
It's a mirror image
There
of
might
me
be some
eating
more around here. A lot of them will
No, it isn't.
It is.
Stop it.
But they can walk along the bottom of the
I'm
riverbed
not
too.
speaking the truth.
It'd be a
Your
little hard to
truth?
see when they do that. Sometimes they're pretty hard to find. We'll look out for any others. They are considered to be one of the most dangerous animals in Africa because of their large, powerful jaws. But they are herbivores. They usually only use them if they feel like they need to protect themselves. There's one by the island, and there's one more way back hiding on the land over there too. And that group I got's called a bloat of hippos. We're gonna head on around over this bridge. There's some crocodiles there on the left, on the land. They'll eat just about anything they get near the shore. There's one more way down in the water too.
Hippo right there, woman.
Make sure we're staying seated, please. Please sit down. Thank you. We're gonna head over that bridge here. We'll head on up to the savannah next. The savannah is where we can find a lot of Africa's most famous animals, like the zebras, giraffes, and elephants. So once we head down the hill, we'll look for those other animals around. There are some big leafless trees out here. They're called baobab trees. They hold thousands of gallons of water in their trunk. And then animals on the savanna can pierce them with their horns or tusks and drink from them, just like that one on our right. So they've also been called the tree of life. But we'll head on down this hill to the savanna. We'll look for the other animals. Even on the savanna, some of them will hide in the bushes too. I do see a giraffe at the bottom of this hill, so we'll get a little bit closer. Giraffes are the tallest animals in the world. When they're born, they're already about 6 feet tall. They can get up to 20 feet when they're fully grown. And the giraffe here is a Maasai giraffe. There's some more up there too. They have those more splotchy patterns on them compared to articulated giraffe, which have geometric shapes instead. They all have their own unique stripe or own unique spot pattern. They have those long tongues to grasp onto the leaves from those bushes to eat them, and from the trees. Their tongues are blackish purple color. Eat pretty much all day long, and so their tongues are in the sun a lot. And the dark color will help to reflect the sun so their tongues don't get burned. In a group like that's called a tower of giraffes.
As your phone falls off, breaks.
And there are some African painted dogs on the left. They do look like hyenas, but they are a different animal. They only have 4 toes on each paw. They're also called African wild dogs. And they do hunt in packs. They're one of the most successful hunters in Africa. They have about an 85% success rate, so they are really good at hunting. For reference, lions only have about a 20% success rate.
Yeah, I see him.
There'll be that giraffe crossing the road up here, I think. Also on the left, there are sable antelope hiding back near the bushes. The sable antelope have the big curved horns. They're on the left side. They'll use those horns to protect themselves and with their heads back and poke predators away. And that giraffe's passing by there. And usually the male giraffes have darker spots than the females. That's mostly how you can tell them apart. But there are some more animals up here. We're going to keep heading out. There are these ptarmigans over here too. And a lot of antelope will use those to stand up on and watch for predators. Some hide in the bushes, but I don't think I see anything over there. We'll head on toward these wildebeest. The wildebeest are the gray antelope with short horns. They're the largest migrating herd animal in the world. They've made herds of over 1 million wildebeest before. That last giraffe again on the right. The wildebeest coming up. They're also called new because that's the sound they make. Spelled G-N-U.
New. G-N-U. New.
And they have those stripes on their coats. Helps them to stay hidden. A lot of people think those are sweat stains, but they are just stripes on their coats. We'll head on around. There are some more animals. I see a springbok up here. Springbok are the smaller antelope with stripes on their sides.
Sorry, tools.
And they can jump up to 6 feet high and over 12 feet far.
I believe that's called
Springbok are really good at jumping. They can actually jump through the truck and onto the other side if they wanted to.
I'd like to see one do some prom.
The word springbok means jumping antelope in Afrikaans, so that's how they got that name.
Oh, look at this.
They have that stripe right under their eyes too to reflect the sun.
They try to
Same way athletes make marks under their own eyes.
Yeah, they'll follow the other ones.
A couple more wildebeest hiding on the left in the bushes.
Elands.
And then ahead of us, there are some eland. And another giraffe on the left too by that palm tree. And these are Patterson's eland coming up.
Of course they
They're
are.
the largest antelope on the savanna. They can jump up to 4 feet high. cattle on the right too. Those are Coley cattle with the big horns.
Yes, I did.
Best day ever.
We're heading toward those rocks up here. Usually we can find some mandrills in this area. They're the largest monkeys in the world. Sometimes they'll hide back in the bushes or back behind the rocks. I don't know if I see any mandrills though. They're probably hiding. But they do have short little tails, and all monkeys have tails. They just like chimpanzees and gorillas though. But there is an elephant up here, so we'll head up to it. So it's hiding back in the clay pits way up on the right. That's a male African elephant. The males live by themselves and the females stay in herds.
How you doing?
They both have those big ears and the long tusks. Please don't make whistling noises at the animals. It can actually just scare them. But we're gonna head on over this bridge. We'll look for some more elephants over there where they usually hang out, where those clay pits are. There are some clay pits up here too. And we usually find elephants out here because they'll eat the clay for its minerals, kind of like how we would take a vitamin. So it's the same idea for the elephants. There are those tusk marks on the right in the clay too, so there might be some around here.
Fresh tusk marks. Those look fresh.
I think there might be some way back behind the rocks. Kind of near that baobab tree, so we'll head over there. Some way back there. There's a whole herd of elephants. So we'll try and catch up to them. They're pretty far away. But all the elephants around here are African elephants. They have big Africa-shaped ears. The Asian elephants have smaller, round ears. More baobab trees. Those trees are leafless for about 9 months out of the year. That's why they're called upside down trees. So we're going to try to catch up to the elephants over near that watering hole. Elephants will drink up to 50 gallons of water every day. They can hold 3 gallons in their trunk alone. We'll head on in. Way back on the kind of behind the grass, and there are flamingos up here too. These are greater flamingos. They're the largest species of flamingos. And there's that baby elephant way back there too on the left. It's a little bit small. So there are some little gray flamingos out here. That's the color they're going to be when they first hatch. They get the pink color from their diet of brine shrimp the first couple of years of their life. These are the palest species of flamingos. Caribbean flamingos are the most bright and colorful. And a group like that's called a flamboyance of flamingos. And you might see the elephants again when we pass the rocks here on the left. Keep an eye out. There are rhino footprints over here too. Yeah, there's some of the elephants on the left. There's that baby elephant too on the left. And there are some rhino footprints, and there's that big mud pit around. Rhinos do use the mud to protect their skin. It's like sunscreen, just like the black rhino we saw earlier too. Some of them will hide back in the bushes. There's some ostrich on the right though. Those are the largest birds in the world. Those are a couple of female ostrich. The males have black feathers, the females have those gray feathers. they can reach speeds up to about 45 miles an hour. So they are the fastest animal on 2 legs. We'll keep looking for some rhinos over here. They like to hide. Sometimes they do look like big rocks when they lay down. There is a cheetah though. It's at the very top of that hill, right under that tree, back in the bushes. They do have spots, so it's kind of hard to see them. It helps them to blend in. But they are the fastest land animal in the world. They can reach speeds over 60 miles an hour. Well, let's see if we can find any other cheetahs up here that might be a little bit easier to see. Yeah, there's another one on that side, under that tree too. It's also laying down. They're the only big cats that don't make a roaring noise. Instead, they make a chirping sort of noise. We're gonna head on around. There's a Kopi rock formation over here. A lot of animals use Kopi rocks to stand up on and watch for prey. Sometimes they'll sleep up here too. Yep, there are some lions up here sleeping, or there's a male lion sleeping and the female's up and awake. They do sleep for about up to 20 hours out of the day before they do their hunting at night. They are nocturnal. So that male is on the rock and the female is just underneath that rock. And it is the females that do most of the hunting. The males will stay back and watch over the cubs. You can hear lions roar from up to about 5 miles away. And we'll head to the other side of the rock and get a better view of him on that side. There's some rhinos on the right though. There's the white rhinos. That group like that's called a crash of rhinos. Look. And they have those large square mouths to get close to the ground so they can eat the grass on the savanna. And they're all covered in that mud and dirt to protect their skin. The smaller antelope way back on the right are water birds. And we'll turn around and get a little closer to them. But the lion is still there on the left. It does look like just 2 out here, but if you see a group, it's called the Pride of Lions. We'll head on around. I know there's a warthog burrow up here. Warthogs do make burrows by using their tusks to dig up the ground so they can hide inside and watch for predators. But there are some warthogs that are on top of the burrows. They're up on the left. One's burrowing actually under that log over there too. If you remember Pumbaa from The Lion King, the word Pumbaa does mean silly or foolish in Swahili. Those are some pretty young warthogs too. Their tusks get a lot bigger than that. The waterbuck are going to be on the right again. They have the big white circles on their backsides, which helps them to keep their herds together when they migrate at night. Follow circles around and stay together. And those ostrich again back there. Ostrich can't fly, but they do have those powerful legs they use to kick away any predators with. You can still see the warthogs at the top of that hill on the left. And there are ostrich eggs on the right on the ground down there in the grass. Those eggs are super strong. They can hold the weight of a full-grown person standing up on them and they won't break. They weigh about 3 pounds each, so they are the largest eggs in the world. But we're going to head over to Magadi Glen. Magadi Glen is where one of our wardens is keeping some Nigerian dwarf goats. Looks like they're all under the porch. There's some around too. Oh yeah. And they'll eat the grass and the undergrowth. A lot of animals will. So they do help to keep the grass nice and trimmed up. I think so. One's in the back of that truck too, laying down sleeping. They also produce milk, and that can be used to create a bunch of other dairy products with, like goat cheese. These are all full-grown adult Nigerian dwarf goats. They don't get much bigger than that. See that last goat hiding in that truck. But we're gonna head on around out of the reserve back toward the village. We were able to see a lot of the animals out there though. We saw some rhinos, a couple of lions, the elephant, some giraffe. But if you want to see more animals, when we get over to the dock, head up to Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Up there they have animals that aren't on the reserve, like gorillas, different monkeys, meerkats, naked mole rats, different reptiles. They also have the Giraffes zebra over there, as well as an underwater viewing area of the hippos. You can see them from under the water. A bunch of other animals too. We're going to head into this water one last time. Also take the Wildlife Express train over to Rafiki Planet Watch. And over there they have more Nigerian dwarf goats that you can get close to and actually pet. They also have an animation experience where you can learn to draw famous Disney animals. So we're heading into that dock now, so if there are any wilderness explorers, you'll want to know our code word is Simba1. Again, my name is Sterling. Thank you guys for joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed the safari. Have a wild rest day here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, or wherever else your journeys take you to. Watch your hands, arms.